Back in the Middle Ages, in the great kingdom of Flugelhorn, there was a duke, and his wife, the Duchess, and their somewhat confused child, Basil. The duke's older brother, Heimlich, was the king of all Flugelhorn, and had a fair daughter, the Princess Clotilda. King Heimlich decided to retire and spend his golden years feeding the royal waterfowl. It had been a law in Flugelhorn that only a son of the king could rule, and therein lies the dark secret of this tale.
The plot revolves around the people who live in the kingdom of Flugelhorn. In Flugelhorn, women are not allowed to rule. And it just so happens that both the king and his brother, the duke, have one daughter each. The duke decides that can't stand, so he's going to raise his daughter, named Basil, to be a boy, with all the trappings, and brings him up in secret as a boy. When he gets to the right age, he's sent off for education in the kingdom of Flugelhorn, where he arrives in man's garb, as a man, to get trained in courtly matters. Everything is going according to plan until he meets the princess. She meets the princess, whom she falls in love with. And the story goes off from there.
The source material is a short story by Mark Twain called A Medieval Romance. This was written about the same time that he wrote A Connecticut Yankee in King Arthur's Court. And it's a story of a girl who is raised as a boy because that's the only way she could inherit a kingdom. And there is actually in the plot the point where the princess is with child and the princess accuses Basil of being the father. And at that point, Twain stopped the story and there's a little break physically on the page, and then Twain says, well, dear reader, you know what, I haven't a clue as to how to get myself out of this situation, so I'm just going to end the story here. I was very intrigued by it, and I thought, well, this would be very interesting to finish the story and to do it in a contemporary setting.
The cast is amazing. Riley Rose Critchlow, who plays the girl would be king, Basil, is tremendous. She's so charismatic and smart, and everything just comes out of her so naturally. Witten Frank, who plays the princess Clotilda, has such incredible comic timing. They're a tremendous ensemble. Sean Fay and Jay Blakemore, these incredibly quick wits. An old friend, Ross Gottstein, got to be our king, Heimlich. Adriana Bate, a really lovely actress, and Warren Davis, who plays her husband, the evil Duke. Patty Jean Robinson is one of the funniest people I know. I'm also fortunate that I get to work with my wife Tracy Elliott and also Shelley Delane, who are trading off the roles of the storyteller. They're all so funny, but at the same time have these depths that they can reach to. Seriously, one of the best casts I've ever worked with.
One of the things that we are most passionate about doing is work of a very, I like to call it work of a theatrical nature, not a kitchen sink drama, not something very, very realistic that would make a great film. It's got to be something that makes it different, makes it a reason to go to the theater. So one of the reasons we actually chose this particular show is because it lends itself to that quality. It is
very theatrical.
It's very theatrical. It's got a storyteller that narrates it, and the actors are all on stage watching the other actors, and I think it's going to be a great experience.
It's fun. It's odd. It's crazy. It's about love. It's about family. And it's about freedom, particularly the freedom to love who you want to love.
Knowing who you are, what you are, and despite what some people may think that you're supposed to be, you need to find your own self.
It feels like story time, which, you know, you're a kid, you're an adult, it doesn't matter. That gets to you. You know, when you hear those words, once upon a time, you know, you're there.